Pendle here from Dust, and I'm here with the glorious new thing, which is DRIFT001, implying that there may be more, maybe hundreds more. I doubt we'll get up to 999, but that would be interesting. Anyway, shut up, Pendle. DRIFT001 is a whole new kind of concept in Dust instrument design. Now, you may have noticed that things tend to be a little bit complicated. To me, they're playgrounds, but they can also, I guess, be overcomplicated playgrounds. I like to add the kind of options to just go into infinity and beyond. And I just assume that everyone else understands it because I do. But what I've tried here with Drift is to go in a slightly different direction. So instead of sampling in simple-ish things and then giving you a lot of ways of mangling them, I've kind of almost done it the other way around, in the sense that we've got a sample engine which is full of quite, well, beautiful. For the starters, the whole point is it's beautiful sounds in, beautiful and very complex sounds in, simple interface to get beautiful sounds out. Beautiful. I know that should have a T in it. Beautiful. Beautiful. Shut up. So the point being that it's quite cunning and complex on the inside, but Drift on the outside seems fairly straightforward. And it is pretty straightforward. It's got 4 obvious knobs and a few other controls. And the point is you can do a really lot with just a few controls. And so, enough of the rambling. Let's just get on with it. So basically, here's a sound. I'll hold that sound. Do a bit of tweaking. I'm now tweaking tremolo. Using MIDI controllers for this. Still the same sound, add in some drift. Drift is kind of tape-like in its irregularity. It's nicest, kind of slowest and subtle. This one here, that's the grist control. There you go. This one here won't do anything because it's already playing, but watch those. It controls that complex ADSR with one knob, and I'll show you why that's useful later. This one is a morphing EQ thing. Instead of a filter, you've got 100 settings which control really complex EQ settings. So you can change the sound into something entirely different. With just that one knob. Back home. This is space. Oh look, yeah, right there. This is space. And this goes completely wet. So you can add in a variety of EQs, a variety of impulse responses. And the completely wetness takes you in somewhere entirely different, which is quite interesting. So still only one sound. Now, let's just reset that. No, let's not reset them. So what we've got is 11 sounds, which are made out of a variety of existing sound dusty sounds and resampled things and rebuilt things. And I spent a lot of time kind of layering and combining and experimenting with things. And these have lots of layers as well, so different velocities will give you different sounds. The mod wheel is always programmed in to do a thing. Golden Arm is quite piano-y. Oh, hold on. I'll show you how this works as well. So let's paint that off there. Okay. So this takes us from very staccato-y, and it goes through useful settings. The first one here is actually the curve of the attack. So it's the usual thing there. That is the attack. We can control it there as well. But this is just a really quick way. Up top is a kind of short attack, lots of decay and sustain, bit of release. And then as you go this way, you get into kind of pad territory. So it's still the same sound. And because the sounds are kind of, right, we've got a bit too much drift going on there. Because the sounds are kind of long and unfolding, by chopping off the attack portion, you still get something quite interesting and different to the original. And as you go down here, it goes into this quite interesting, which I call tape reverse sounds. Let's also get rid of the trem. And these are quite nice, actually. There's add a bit of reverb in. So you can make a kind of reverse piano-y sound, add in a bit of warble. And also, let's just go back to the middle. And the mod wheel always does something. It softens things up a bit. Now, we've also got a volume here as well, which you can MIDI learn, and velocity mount as well, and pitch bender mount as well, doink. But the volume, you can right-click and learn the automation of that, which is handy for kind of doing the volume swells and things that you would do on an orchestral style thing. So if you want to get rid of the kind of tail, then you're kind of going more this way for a more straightforward piano sound. But you've got to find your sweet spot, or you can adjust it here as well. That's just one sound, and you've already got 100 possibilities there, lots of possibilities there, not extra, there's lots of possibilities just on one sound. But there's 11 sounds per drift. Now, and also this isn't going to be massively expensive. This is going to be reasonably priced. Rotational is very lovely. This is made out of Hammonds, and we've got the it's the percussion sound of a real Hammond in a real room, which I recorded in Mikey Rowe, Hammond King's studio, who was also responsible for the hammer instrument. But this is a new kind of binaural recording, taken at the other end of the room. And you've also got other Hammonds, and it tells you what else is in there. So that's a combination of Hammond percussion, some ukulele in there, some choir in there, and there's some synths at the lower velocity. So loud, you get lots of... Also, aftertouch gives you a bit of noise. And then you add in the mod wheel. Yeah? And then of course you've got all these possibilities. And what's interesting is making the Hammond more paddy. I don't know what. So it's lovely for, and this is where you can use the volume to create swells. All of the drift shapes are all different. So there's everything will sound. The tremolo shapes are also different. They're not straight sine waves. They're kind of programmed, especially designed waves. Back to the ILs, yes, we've got large, medium, small reverse and springs that you can put stuff through. So we could go completely wet through a space echo. Let's make it a bit pingy. Let's go back to there. I love this instrument. It does some. It's really, I mean, part of the point of it is to be able to almost do a whole film score with one instrument with not that many sounds in it, because it's got so many possibilities and they're easily there for you. There are, of course, there's 100 or so snapshots, but I'm just going to go through this. Okay, Dust Bunny is another piano-y one. Oh, hold on, let's change that. And this is like piano through really bad tape. That's aftertouch. Add in, that's mod wheel. So it's a and then turn that into a pad. Do something with that. Find the sweet spot. Back to using my controller. I've forgotten where I put it. Where's my controller? Why isn't it working? There. Tremolo. Pitch bend. Or we've got the tape version. Sorry, the slow tape. Let's turn that off. Different variations of that. You know, I don't know how you can easily make those kind of sounds. Microcassette is... Oh, let's give it a proper thing there. Microcassette is a really lovely, really analogy combination of things recorded on tape, modular sine waves, etc. And there's the mod wheel, gives you a bit of phasing. And this is great for basses as well. I used it on the demo thing. Put it. Let's show you a bit of reverse as well. It's quite nice. I don't know. This is great for leads. Add some more grist. Possibly too much. EQ it. I mean, 100 snapshots, they're just to get you started. I mean, there's so many just lovely possibilities. Give it more wonk. Take off the grist. Next sound, Age of Chance, which is wind, wonky FM, and an actual OBX synthesizer. And I hope you notice the way I've got different fonts for every one. I quite like that. Oh, let's get the EQ back to your standard place. So you can hear it's a bit choiry, it's a bit tapey, it's a bit bonkers. And they'll have a kind of grandeur, which I quite like. But they don't have to. You go down here, because they've all got a... Because they've all... I can't remember what that sentence was going to end like. It's gone. Let's move on. Radio Fluff. Radio Fluff is made from synths, strings, feedback, and spider's webs. Low velocity. Building. Oh. Mod wheel down. Just one note. Oh. Just kind of small amounts of drift are really nice for that kind of wonky tape thing. Yeah. So you can make it sit with your tracks as well. Let's just put everything back. Let's go. Next one. Lanugo, which is the soft, downy hair of a baby. Oh, wrong place. Let's go there. Let's take the tremolo off. So this is kind of hairy strings, which is actually a combination of some of the cloud strings and some other things. See? So take that into an actual pad, soften it a bit. A large reverb. Come on. Pitch bend. See, you don't need a big, expensive library by one of those companies I won't name. Oof. So it's nice when you've got a lot of wet, then the trem is more subtle. And you can just add little burbles in. Can you see the look of glee I'm giving? Mod wheel does something, forgot to mention that. Not that obvious, let's go back to dry. Oh, so you can just then do that! Who doesn't want that sound? I want that sound. But now we can then turn that sound into a Rothko sound, harpsichord, piano, and electronics. So you get the jingle jangle of harpsichord. Let's take off the tremolo. If I was a better keyboard player, I could show it off much better. So that's straightforward. So let's hold the note, some notes, so you can hear the kind of cycle that's happening. Let's add in some mod wheel, softening. Whoop, bit of reversey stuff going on there. See, you could do a film with just this plumbing thing. There you go. That's not even with any reverb. See, I'm trying not to rely on reverb to make things sound nice as well, which is oft done. Oops, you'll get a click if you change reverbs in the middle of the thing. Everything is obviously automatable. Oh, this knob here, it's not a knob. Look, you can just, doesn't change anything, it just gives you a different layout. If you don't like the fact it's not exactly symmetrical. Okay, that's Rothko. Sielchestra. Now this is made from kind of wave tables made from a Sielchestra, which is a really lovely string synth. And those, it will go through, it will wave table through different patches. And then I add in mod wheel. And that's without the reverb. Let's put in some reverb. Do the doing tremolo depth with my controller. Add in some more drift. There's the kind of drift shape kicking in. Okay, using my controller to, oh, bit of a jump there. And then, of course, you've got all the other... It's amazing how apron shapes, envelope shapes, early onset Alzheimer's, envelope shapes make quite a difference to a sound. Ooh, that's with the bendy stuff going on. Here we go. And that. It's nice if you had a little bit more. Yeah. Okay, and next one is the Woods, which is music box, glockenspiel, Wasp synthesizer, organ, and electronics. So, like I say, complicated stuff. So you've got the attack of the Glock and actually music box in there at different velocities. It's different velocities. Mod wheel. That's what mod wheel's doing. I can't always describe what it's doing. It's kind of regal. So there's some kind of grist in there which you can kind of EQ out. More bad keys. So let's try the pad mode with the large reverb. We'll do a different one. And you've got a good few octaves, so you can, all of these sounds can be turned into kind of bass things or stringy things. Let's give it a bit more oomph. Let's go all the way around there. Volume here. But just really kind of malleable. I think is the word I'm looking for. And finally, bad piano. This is several really bad pianos. Let's give it a chance to be a good piano by putting those in a normal place. Obviously, they're going to loop as well. Mod wheel does a strange thing. It's without reverb. I'm using my foot on the sustain pedal, by the way. But then you've got all this stuff going on. Mod wheel. And some flipping great reverb. Beautiful piano textures. Shit. My camera's just cut out, so you won't see me again. It's probably no bad thing. So there you go, beautiful. That's just holding down some notes. Let's do a really slow. There you go, added some evil. Let's do a bigger pitch bend. Let's add in some wibble wobble. There you go, there's your whole film again. Back up. Big wheel, big knob. So there you go. Whole film. 11 sounds. I hope you can't hear my tummy rumbling. There is, of course, an RTFM, which doesn't have to be very complicated, but it does show you what I've just shown you without having to go through watching me, which might be an improvement. That is actually it, which is longer than you'd think for such a simple thing. Basically, beautiful sounds with a really simple interface so that you can just play and surprise yourself and record it. Record all the automation, etc., etc. I'm now talking in bullet points. That's it for now. So DRIFT001, there will be more. And there'll also be other things. Thanks so much. Thanks for making it this far. This will be available probably by the time this video is out. That would make sense, wouldn't it? I hope you're all well. The world is still a flipping horrible, crazy, not very good place. And we can all just try and make our own little bit of paradise somehow. Take care. Speak to you soon. I'll stop rambling now. Bye.